Well, it is here, a new all-time record. Also, what Congress is up to this week and what the president may be doing sometime soon to hopefully get an agreement. I have a bunch of updates for you in this video. Let's get right into it. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video, as information continues to change very, very rapidly right now. But I'm watching everything closely. I break it all down in these short videos so that you can get the latest details hot off the wire each and every day as it is being released. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss any updates going forward during this very busy time. Alright, thanks again. Let's jump right into the video. Alright, so one quick side note here. Over the last couple weeks, I've been giving you a few updates here and there on these trucker convoys right here in the United States. Well, yesterday, the People's Convoy arrived in D.C. Apparently, according to what I was finding, they were driving some laps around the D.C. corridor, and it sounds like they were also convening at a racetrack about 70 miles away. Now, they arrived perfectly on schedule. The plan was to arrive on March 6th, and that's exactly when they arrived. So, yeah, they're doing it. They're there, and we'll have to see if anything comes out of this, but they are officially there. So, done. Anyway, want to let you know about that. I haven't had any updates on that in quite a few days now, but I just want to let you know they have arrived, and they are now there. All right, so let's quickly talk about what is going on in Congress this week. So Congress is back in session, and as always, they have a bunch on their plate. Hopefully they can focus and get a few things done this week. One of the major issues on their plate this week is averting a government shutdown later this week, as I described in that last video just a few hours ago. Well, by the end of the day on Friday, if they do not have an agreement of some kind, either short-term or long-term, we could potentially be looking at a government shutdown. So, they are currently working on this. 3 weeks ago, well, actually not quite 3 weeks ago, it will be 3 weeks on Friday, but about 2.5 weeks ago, they did actually fund a short-term continuing resolution to keep the government funded for 3 weeks because they were very confident that they would have a long-term solution, the $1.5 trillion spending bill, in place by their deadline of Friday. However, big surprise here, they don't have it done. I think all of us are really surprised and shocked right now, right? Not. Anyway, so here's the deal. It looks like we may be looking at yet again another short-term spending bill to keep the government funded for at least, well, who knows? Maybe a couple more weeks, maybe a month. We're not really sure how long it's going to be, but it looks like this long-term spending bill that they were very confident of having done by now so that they could pass it by Friday probably is not going to be done. So we're probably going to be looking at yet again another little short-term bill to keep things funded here for at least a short time going forward. Now, here's the deal. It is a $1.5 trillion spending bill that they have to keep the government funded through the rest of the fiscal year, which happens to be September 30th. However, as the saying goes, Congress will be Congress, right? I'm pretty sure that's a saying out there somewhere, right? So here's what's happening. This is one of the major sticking points. To be totally fair, some things have changed globally in the last couple weeks here since they actually came out and they passed that last continuing resolution. So I guess we could give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt and say, yes, I guess the global situation has changed a little bit and maybe their focus is on a few other things right now going forward. However, here's what's happening. It's a $1.5 trillion spending bill, but they're also attaching to it $32.5 billion of additional funding. $10 billion of which they want to send to Ukraine, and the other $22.5 billion they want to pass, as indicated by the president, for COVID. Well, here's the problem. A lot of lawmakers are coming out right now saying, not a chance. We're not spending $22.5 billion on COVID. We need to actually have an itemized report of exactly where that funding went for COVID last year, because a lot of money went unaccounted for and we don't know where it went. So we're not just going to approve another $22.5 billion of slush fund money that we have no clue where it's going. So the lawmakers are calling on a full review of where all that money went from last year in the COVID bill, the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, by the way. That's the one that contained those $1,400 stimulus checks. So they're calling on whoever, I'm not really sure who runs these reports, but they're calling on them to give a full report of exactly where that money went from last year before they even approve another penny of this. And they're saying, hey, in the meantime, we've already approved billions and billions of dollars that are still sitting there on the books that have not been spent yet. Maybe we should think about reallocating that money and using it rather than approving new spending. So Again, just like everything, we'll have to watch this very closely and see what they actually do going forward. But that is one of the actual sticking points on this $1.5 trillion bill going forward right now, is because, like that analogy I gave you the other day, or in that last video, I mean, is like it's like a whale, right? You got the big whale, the $1.5 trillion bill, and then attached to it, you've got all these little leeches, right? These little bills that are attached to it, right? Or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like what it is like right now with this extra bill for this COVID funding. By the way, when I say COVID, it's not like a stimulus package. It's more like just COVID money for like pills and vaccines and treatments and masks and all that kind of stuff, COVID stuff. Anyway, so that's what we're standing with right now as far as Congress goes. I'll keep you posted this week as we go forward, as we approach Friday, to see, do they have a short-term deal? Do they have a long-term deal? But either way, they will have a deal of some kind. If not, we're going to be looking at a government shutdown at the end of the day on Friday. However, I'm going to be honest with you, I do not foresee that happening. I foresee them coming forward with at least something, at least a short-term bill. But man, seriously, they got to get something done here already. I mean, seriously, the beginning of the fiscal year started on October 1st. We've been kicking the can down the road for how many months is that even now? Like 4 or 5 months now? I mean, seriously, it's been a lot of months now here that we've just been kicking the can around doing nothing, just extending it. So anyway, I'll keep you posted on that as we continue to move forward. All right, let's quickly talk about the president here for a minute and something he may be doing going forward. All right, so in my video late yesterday evening, I came out and I said, wow, just wow, oil prices are going substantially higher. The futures market opened up late last night or yesterday evening. Oil jumped significantly, $130 a barrel. In fact, it actually touched $139 a barrel in overnight trading. That's huge. It dropped back down to about $120 a barrel today. But my point is, this is very, very big here going forward. Here's the deal. As I said in that video last night, I said, I guarantee it, tomorrow and this week, we will be seeing record gas prices. Well, guess what? We got it today. A new record gas price today. We have never seen gas prices this high, ever. This is a new record, and we just hit it today. A new record national a new record price for 1 gallon of gas right here in the United States is now at $4.10. A new record. The last time we were this high, or relatively this high, was in 2008 after the Katrina hurricane. So that's when it was. So anyway, yeah, here we are. And according to what we're seeing here, as I said in that video last night, this is just the start of it. I mean, honestly, we're going higher. This is not just a little blip where we're going to bump higher. Nope, this is going to be going higher, much higher here. So anyway, this is where we're at right now, but this is a new record. However, because that Congress and the administration are talking about this potential embargo on Russian oil here in the United States, they're starting to look around thinking, where can we get some oil from? Well, I think all of us can probably find a few places. I'm no oil expert, but I'm pretty sure a lot of us can find a couple places where some oil can come from. However, the president apparently is going to is entertaining the idea of going to Saudi Arabia and meeting with the prince there to actually discuss some oil pricing and see if they can come together on a deal of maybe pumping more oil, and which would ultimately, more supply means, outstripping some of that demand, and therefore prices would go down. So they're looking for more supply. So that's what the president may be doing, is going to Saudi Arabia here relatively soon. According to what I said, according to what I was reading, they were saying in the next few months. In the next few months? I mean, seriously? Oil prices are going higher today, not in a few months from now. We need action now, not in like 3 months from right now. So I'm not really sure why there would be a delay to go in a few months. But anyway, that's what they were saying. However, here's what's interesting. At the same time, Canada, our neighbor, just a hop, skip, and a jump away, is actually reaching out saying, hello, we're Canada and Alberta right here. We have a ton of oil, and we can send you 1 million barrels of oil every single day. If you'd like, we'd love to talk. We'd love to negotiate. But it seems that, according to what I was reading, it looks like the administration is just kind of brushing off Canada, which seems really weird to me. Why would we sidestep Canada when they are so close and we can get the oil relatively quickly? but rather we have to go halfway around the world to find oil in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. It just seems weird to me, right? So anyway, I don't really know this. I mean, I'm not some oil expert, stuff like this, but I'm just simply saying, I watch all this stuff very closely, and it just seems to me, simple logic would tell me, why wouldn't you go to the place that has it the closest? Well, realistically, what's closest is right here in our own country, which is also very interesting because a lot of people are stepping up right now. Even somebody that you would think that would be unexpected to start saying drill oil right now. Even Elon Musk, the richest person in the world, the guy behind Tesla, electric vehicles, he has nothing to do with oil. Even over the weekend, he sent out a couple tweets saying, we need to drill more oil. We need to increase oil production right now. So, kind of interesting. Even the guy who produces electric vehicles and has nothing to do with oil was even out over the weekend saying, drill, pump oil. We've got to get more oil out of the ground. So, kind of interesting. Seriously, even he's stepping up saying, you've got to do something here. So anyway, not only him, but a lot of people here, a lot of lawmakers are saying, hey, Biden, we are in a kind of a serious time right now. You've got to start drilling again. You've got to start pumping some of these wells here in the United States. But they don't really want to do that. So again, kind of a big controversy, kind of a big ticket item right here that we're talking about. We'll have to see if Biden if he ever comes together and he capitulates on this and comes together and says, okay, fine, we'll just drill short term and start tapping some of these wells here in the United States. But again, kind of interesting thing. We have the solution right here under our own feet, right here in the United States, but yet it doesn't really seem that they have any interest in tapping into our own reserves that we already have in place. So, I don't know, kind of interesting, but at the same time, we got to go across the world, right around the globe, and try to find it from other, foreign countries. I don't know, it just seems weird. Like, we have the resources here, why wouldn't we just tap it? Even if it's short term, I mean, that's fine too, right? Again, I don't know. Just seems weird to me. I don't know. Seems like we're complicating things way more than it really needs to be. But that's kind of the situation we're living in right now, and it is the reality of the situation. So anyway, that's what's going on today. Again, a lot of interesting things going on. There are things changing so incredibly fast right now. But this oil situation is really kind of an interesting to watch going forward here. But wow, I hope you were able to fill up your car with gas here over the last couple days. Now, let me give you one quick side note. Just yesterday alone, the national average of 1 gallon of gas was $3.92. That was yesterday. Today, $4.10. It went up 18 cents in one day alone. Historically, that is epic. I mean, that is like probably one of the biggest single day moves in gas prices possibly in history. I'm not really sure, but honestly, that is a huge move up in price in one single day. So anyway, we got to watch all this stuff very closely. Also, one more thing I want to mention too, I just saw this right before recording this video, but apparently this whole Russia and Ukraine situation right now is putting massive strains on the world or the global food supplies. Again, not a good thing. So apparently, Russia and Ukraine, they actually produce apparently a huge portion, like 1/3 of the amount of wheat and barley that is produced in the world. So that's kind of a big deal, right? Because ultimately, at the same time, regardless of what happens over there, it's going to impact the entire world, right? We all need food. That's going to be kind of a scary situation going forward. We cannot sacrifice global food supplies, and that's exactly what's happening with this whole situation, among so many other things out there. Anyway, there's a lot changing right now. Seriously, there is a lot going on. But anyway, these are some updates that I have for you right here in this video. Of course, I'll be back later with a little bit more. I hope you enjoy these updates. I know that we're stepping off the grid a little bit lately, but honestly, I want you to stay updated with everything going on. It is more than just following Congress right now. I mean, seriously, following Congress is like, I don't even know, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a funny metaphor or like a funny analogy. Honestly, I'm not even really sure what to say right now. Following Congress is like an absolute mess. Let's just call it that much. So the deal is we've got to kind of step off the grid a little bit and watch all of this because everything happening globally right now is going to impact us and we need to watch all this. And I hope that you appreciate these updates and I hope that you're staying tuned with me. Because we got to watch all this. It's all going to impact us, and I'm here to keep you updated. So either way, I hope that you remember that I'm here for you. I'm here by your side. I truly want to do what I can. But at the same time, we got to keep one eye on Congress and the administration. We've also got to keep one eye on everything else going on out there domestically here in the United States, as well as globally. And I'm doing all that for you. So I hope that you can appreciate these updates. Even though we're kind of stepping off the grid a little bit, I hope that this is still helpful to you, and regardless of what goes on, I'll still be here for you with these daily updates and walking you through with everything that I find for you on a daily basis. So again, please enjoy your day. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Go back and check out any of the other 2,200 videos, and of course, feel free to share any of these with your friends, family, and social media. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.